Welcome to Riverside, California for Game 1 of the RCC AA playoffs. Tonight, the Marauders of Antelope Valley visit the Tigers of Riverside City College. Tonight's playoff matchup is brought to you in high definition on Riverside TV. Alongside Jeff Gorham, I am Nick Rice. Antelope Valley and Riverside City College. It's a rematch of the November 2nd duel here at Wheelock Gymnasium, won by the Tigers by 18. Since that game, both clubs have been in opposite directions, RCC and Antelope Valley. Jeff, it should be a good matchup either way.
Well, talking to head coach Alicia Berber prior to tonight's ball game, she said this team, Antelope Valley, they played at the second game of the season, is not anywhere close to the team that they are now. A lot of new players, new faces, and she expects a lot of high up-tempo offense and a lot of trapping zone defense.
Since the game they played on November 2nd, the Marauders of ABC claimed a co-championship of the Western State South Division. As for Riverside, their November 2nd win was part of a 7-2 start to the season. But the Tigers finished 4th in the Orange Empire Conference, part of an 8-8 finish over their final 16 games. Riverside enters tonight's playoff game at 15-10. The visiting Marauders of Antelope Valley, 16-12. What does how you finish the regular season have to do with the playoffs, if anything at all?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think it's when everybody's playing healthy and they're playing freely and they know that win or lose, or I should say it's a do-or-die situation now, but they've played well. I mean, we saw them early at the end of the season as they beat they beat Golden West, Fullerton, and lost a tough one to Irvine Valley, but rounded out their season with a dominating victory over Saddleback, where they won 91-38. So they're playing pretty good basketball right now.
Tonight's playoff game features two of the most dynamic and exciting players of the country. The first is All-State freshman Nia Page of Antelope Valley College. She was named the Western State South Division Player of the Year, averaging a double-double. Meanwhile, for Riverside City, the likes of Trinity Vasquez is closing in on 1,000 career points. We'll take a look at her throughout the course of this game. Nick Rice, Jeff Gorham, the RCC AA playoffs underway. For those of you accustomed to men's basketball, a bit different rules. Ball out of bounds, 10-minute quarters instead of 20-minute halves. You get in the bonus with 5 team fouls instead of 7, and then 10, the double bonus. Little different rules, but overall it's the same game, Jeff.
Yeah, it's fun. I like the way the women's game is played. They run a lot of great sets offensively and defensively. Just a different look than you normally see with men's basketball, where they kind of just go upon athlete upon athlete. The women's game is a lot like a chess match.
Yeah, Lisa Berber, part of 2 decades of dominance in Riverside and the RCC AA, has advanced to the playoffs in 7 of 11 years. Trinity Vasquez, wearing number 24 in white for Riverside, with a career of 929 points. To think that she is, for 2 years now, the focal point of this offense and still has produced to the tune of nearly 500 points a season has been sensational.
And so if she gets 71 tonight, she'll eclipse the 1,000 mark is what you're saying.
You know, I'm glad you and I are on the same page, Jeff.
Yeah, Trinity Vasquez, an outstanding player. We've seen her the last 2 seasons. Came over from Nevada. Her father was a CIF champion in the San Bernardino area, and they moved back out here. She was a state champ out in Nevada. What a phenomenal athlete, though.
Yeah, Trinity Vasquez, 5'9" combo guard, and her versatility makes her a huge threat against Antelope Valley tonight. Still no score. These two schools, some of the highest scoring offenses in their conference this year. Antelope Valley at 65 points a game on the board with a Nia Page jumper. We will hear of her name quite a bit tonight. She wears number 5 for the Marauders of Antelope Valley, a school out of Lancaster, California. Foul line jumper, no good off the window by Anderson. Scooped up by way of Gates of Riverside. And she missed the jumper.
There's a pretty good player. I think his name is Paul George, is from out in that area. Did you know that?
You know, now come to think of it.
He's from the Antelope Valley. He was pretty darn good.
Yeah, I'd say he's pretty good. And of course, Kawhi Leonard from Riverside. That'll be a very interesting, road there in the NBA. The two LA teams.
I wonder if they're talking tonight because they played. I think they're on the road tonight. I wonder if they had a little side bet which city would win, Antelope Valley or Riverside.
They had too much heart into this game. Vasquez missed the layup. The ball is caromed into the hands of London on the run, and she missed the floater but was fouled. Ariana Williams converged in on the dribble drive. And with 2 shots coming up for Rebecca London, RCC searches for their first points of the game.
And you look at this Riverside team, they've got a lot still left in the cupboard after Trinity Vasquez leaves. They're all freshmen, and Coach Berber cannot be any happier, I'm sure, making the playoffs this year. And Trinity Vasquez had 37, I believe, in their last victory over at Saddleback at career high. But, man, the cupboard is not bare as they're looking to get another win here in the playoffs.
Yes, their 7th trip to the playoffs over the last 11 years. I mean, to many coaches, there's got to be some sort of pressure when it comes to consistently making the postseason and having those high expectations every year.
Yeah, but you're Alicia Berber. I'm telling you, she gets more recruits locally than any coach I've ever seen in the community colleges, especially here in Southern California.
Page whips the pass to Williams, who misses the three-pointer. Ferreira flies in for the rebound and flips it in on the follow. A quick 4-1 start for Antelope Valley through 3 minutes. And for Alicia Berber, head coach of Riverside, she isn't just a great recruiter locally, but she also is as fiery and energetic a coach I have seen in college basketball. She is really a lot of fun to talk to.
She's crazy.
Not where I was going there, Jeff.
See, I can say that. She's one of my closest friends in the world. And so, no, but one of the best coaches, offensive, defensive mind. She was a great player herself, so she knows the game of basketball. She has to call timeout here, going down 6-1. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, I believe.
And we're just underway in the CCCAA playoffs. A very important time of the year for RCC. The Tigers women's basketball program tonight. The men's basketball program awaits who they will play in the Sweet 16 on Saturday as RCC hoops, their football team on state, their water polo finished top 3 in the conference. Their baseball has the best record in the state of California as of 2 weeks ago. RCC Athletics is the place for college athletics.
Well, I think we discussed this on the last broadcast. Every single team they fielded made the playoffs in one shape or form. I mean, that's just incredible. That's an amazing stat if you think about it. Because they have all kinds of sports here. You've got volleyball. You've got swimming, water polo, diving, you name it. Baseball,
swimming,
softball.
and diving.
Got it all here.
What is that? You have your knowledge on athletics.
Yes, I'm telling you, I know my swimming and diving. In fact, I worked a swim meet earlier today. I was out timing a swim meet. And it was really, I'd rather watch basketball, to say that.
I'm with you. Tough start for Riverside. Vasquez on the isolation, launches off the dribble and misses the three-pointer. Trinity Vasquez against the conference was scoring 23 a game. Page in transition nails the 3 over Vasquez. Antelope Valley a 12-1 start, but for Trinity Vasquez, she was, throughout the last 2 months of the season, a top 5 scorer in the state of California. And to think that there are several other double-digit scores on her own team, the fact that she is racking up the points, having to share the workload with a Rebecca London and a Reginus Gates, makes it a very impressive accomplishment.
Well, and the thing is, Riverside is a dominating force on the rebounding side of the basketball. I think they're best in the conference. I mean, by a lot. That's just because they play so darn hard. That's why you're going to get those extra points. You're going to get those extra field goals because they play so darn hard defensively and offensively, but mainly on the rebounding side of the ball.
Yeah, 18.5 offensive rebounds a game for Riverside. Tops in the Orange Empire Conference that fielded 3 ranked clubs. RCC was receiving votes for just about the entire year. Gates flips the pass, and Ferreira missed the three-pointer. And the follow is tipped out of bounds by Cross of Antelope Valley. Last touch by the Marauders. Riverside came into this game scoring 70 points per game, but it's a completely different duel when you're in the playoffs.
Yeah, win or go home.
It's that time of year. Pull-up jumper short, but Reginus Gates was fouled. Did you fill out your brackets, Jeff Gorham?
For the women's community college?
Yes.
No, I did not.
No, you didn't. Okay.
No, that would be against the rules.
That is right. That is right.
Yeah, I can't do those things because, I will fill out are you a guy that fills out multiple brackets in the March Madness? You are?
I'm weird like that.
See, that doesn't make you see. I'm a guy that fills out one sheet of integrity. I just do one, and I stick with it.
Just one.
Just one. So you do multiples.
You are a man of integrity. I'm a man of zero integrity. I will blindfolded, pick teams out of a hat. Yeah. And to be honest, sometimes it works better than when I put research into it.
My wife picks it by the mascots, and she says, "This is how she does it." This is pretty cool. So if UCLA Bruins are playing the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest, she'll say, "Would a bear destroy a Demon Deacon?" So then she decides. So Wake Forest, if that was it, she'd say, "Well, the demon would destroy the bear." So, but UCLA would be out. So she does it based on all mascots.
Fascinating. Corner three is good. Antelope Valley, their mascot is the Marauders.
Well, it says Martyrs on the sheet they gave us, but I really think that might have been a typo. I don't think anybody would want to be called the Martyrs.
But then again, Nico Del Valle, SID of Riverside, I believe he doesn't ever make mistakes.
Somebody made it. I don't want to blame Nico.
Right, that's true. Entry pass intended for Gates, and she was bumped and fouled. It's a tough start here as Sierra Rodriguez pleads her case for Antelope Valley. 15-2 Marauders, less than 6 minutes into the game.
And they're getting after it defensively. Think about it. Riverside is down 15-2 and hasn't committed a foul. Antelope Valley is playing tough right now. They've committed 4 fouls, but yet they're up 15-2. They're playing harder right now than the Tigers.
Inbound to Vargas, who misses the three-pointer. Vanessa Vargas joins Trinity Vasquez as the only players who returned from last year. Of course, when you play college athletics, every year you're going to have turnover, but that is an insane amount of turnover.
Yeah.
Elisa Berber might as well have coached at a different school last year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Riverside now going to a man-to-man. Hey, we're starting off in a zone here.
Three-pointer is a bit strong for Ferrara. Weak side rebound Vargas of Riverside will key the break. Jump pass to the slashing Gates. Her pull-up jumper is good, and Riverside waits 6 minutes into the game before they notch their first field goal. It's 15-4.
It's going to be a long game if they can't shoot the basketball. But that was a nice-looking jump shot there.
Offensive foul. Sienna Rodriguez, the freshman from Lancaster. In fact, she is one of about 70% of the roster that was a native of Lancaster. So head coach Barry Green, now a decade into the program at Antelope Valley, certainly recruits well locally. Vasquez misses the runner, and Antelope Valley clears. Asia Anderson, the loose ball foul. As the Tigers couldn't have dreamt of a worse start to the game. It's an 11-point lead for Antelope Valley. The Marauders have also caught fire from distance, which has aided their double-digit edge.
Yeah, they put up 15. I mean, they've still got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Antelope Valley shot just 23% from distance against RCC back on November 2nd. The cheer squad in full effect, chanting for the defense. Tight man-to-man nearly leads to a steal from Gates. The ricochet to Ferreira, who misses the shot but draws a foul. Checking into the game, Ariane Madlam Bayan commits her first personal.
Played at Temescal Canyon High School out in Lake Elsinore.
First free throw good from Ferreira. The all-conference freshman averaging 8 and 7 this season. part of the South Division champions. And Antelope Valley to start the game, certainly impressive. This is a club in the Marauders that after a brutal 5-10 start to the year, they finished the season winning 11 of their last 13. Bad pass in the backcourts. Violation on Riverside.
See, I remember back in women's basketball, back in the day, they didn't used to use backcourt.
Really?
That was before you were born, though. They used to be able to dribble around anywhere you wanted on the floor. They had to change the rules because teams would, and they didn't have a shot clock, so teams would just dribble all around.
Didn't know they played basketball before I was born.
Peach baskets.
That's right. Ferreira dishes. Left side to Cruz, who commits the traveling violation on Antelope Valley.
But you got to be happy that James Naismith, you know, the inventor of basketball, decided to play the game indoors.
Yeah,
you
I think it's a pretty good idea.
You could play a game. I don't want to be playing basketball in the winter. It'd be raining. We'd be playing a game. No rainouts.
You know, if you really want to, that's why there's quite a few, as we see Ariane fouled on the follow for Riverside. I mean, you see quite a few great players reside from the Northeast because you're playing in the rain and snow and whatnot. But Jeff Gorham loves to play those indoors. In fact, you might as well be a Hall of Famer yourself here at Riverside College with all that you do with the Tigers.
Right.
And it just, the school never escapes you either.
Nothing escapes me.
Nothing does. Mr. Coach, Mr. SID, Mr. Broadcaster. Gates on the follow, missed the shot. And Ariane was fouled inside by Antelope Valley.
Now things are starting to, go the way of the Tigers. Let's see if they can capitalize this. They're in the bonus. 2:23 left. You just got to keep playing hard on both ends of the court. On the glass, you're going to get, you work hard enough, you're going to get fouled. You got to make free throws.
The freshman from Lake Elsinore, Ariane Madlambayan, converts 73% of her free throws. Yes, Ariane Madlabian.
I wouldn't even attempt to have said her last name.
Yes, that's
right. A long name right there. But what a heck of a play there. Big offensive board and a couple baskets here.
Antelope Valley led early by 13. Corner three is good. Cruz has caught fire to start the game as Antelope Valley has taken a 20-7 lead on the road. It's good, and Rebecca London was fouled. It's a chance for a three-point play.
And London is such a tremendous player. She's a slasher, great athlete on the floor. For her size at 5'10", as a freshman, runs the floor so well and is able to kind of just seem to have her hands on every play, offensively and defensively.
Number 11 of Riverside, the product of Redlands East Valley High School. Trinity Vasquez takes a seat. Part of what has hampered the Tigers in the first quarter, Vasquez, playing in her first ever playoff game, through 8 minutes, has gone scoreless for RCC. Foul inside against Alyssa Cerna, the product from Notre Dame High School. And both clubs are now entering the bonus, Jeff.
I was going to say, defensively, you got to keep your man in front of you. You can't let her get right by it, get up on that hip. Play defense, you've got to force it to keep the man in front of you. A couple times they broke down defensively, and that's why they're able to get to the free throw line so much here early tonight.
Yeah, Antelope Valley, who didn't shoot well, just 29% for the game against Riverside when they met here back on November 2nd. So far, the Marauders are about 50% right now as Riverside finds themselves down by 12. Alyssa Cerna mans the point guard spot for RCC. Under 2 minutes to go. Nick Rice, Jeff Gorham here from Wheelock Gymnasium. London, the dribble drive, but the travel. Now we're getting a good look at Antelope Valley's uniform combination here on Riverside TV. What are your thoughts, Jeff, of that?
I think they're hideous. I can't see the numbers. It's like when you work a football game and the numbers are so hard to see. I just don't know what's going on there. I don't know if they decided they were going to go because I know there's a military base out there. They were going a little camouflage.
Yep.
But they just it's just different looking.
Oh, the block inside by Gates. What a play by Regina Gates. Her 13th block of the year. And Cerna hits the long 2-point shot for Riverside. Now I could get used to the Tigers uniforms, home whites, black numbers, and also the orange trim. The pass from Rodriguez, and she finds Cruz in the corner.
Yeah, they're really just passing the ball around, finding the open shot, not putting it on the floor, just catch and shoot. That's pretty smart if you're Antelope Valley, catch and shoot.
Vargas off the dribble, she will shoot. Cerna the offensive rebound for Riverside. And she motors, sends it to London. Her 15-footer no good off the window. Ariane the rebound, and it's good on the follow. She has been a workhorse in the first quarter of this game.
She's the only person that has kept them in the ball game. She's gotten 3 offensive boards I can think of offhand and has put the ball back in a few times. So playing great here so far. Luckily, they're not completely out of this ball game like they were just a few short minutes ago.
3-second violation. I know this is basketball, but we saw in the Super Bowl Damian Williams go off for the Chiefs. It seems whenever the playoffs hit, there's always this one player who comes off the bench, didn't do much during the regular season, that shines in the playoffs.
Big-time players make big-time plays.
Pull-up jumper good at the horn by Regina Gates. That's a big-time play. Tigers fell behind by 13, but then cut the lead to 9 at the end of the first quarter. This is the CCC AA playoffs as RCC down early against Antelope Valley.
Hey, sweetie. What did you learn in school today?
I learned that the 2020 census counts everyone in the U.S. Where there are more people, there are more needs for things like roads, schools, and hospitals.
I learned that billions in funding goes to communities like ours because of the census.
I learned that the Census Bureau collects data about communities in all states and territories of the U.S. Statistics in Schools offers free educational materials powered by census data. Learn more at census.gov/schools.
The City of Riverside's 311 app lets you stay more connected than ever. Riverside's 311 app allows you to submit service requests like graffiti, code violations, potholes, and more. You can also check on any past requests you've submitted, pay your utility bill, and review current press releases, articles, and social media. Download the Riverside 311 app today from your app store or at riversideca.gov/apps.
My grandma always says everyone counts, and everyone who lives with us is special. Like my aunt, who took me on my first bus ride to the library, or my older cousin, who walked me to my first day of school, even my mom's friend and her baby who lived with us.
The census informs funding for schools, roads, healthcare, and more. So count everyone in your home, including all children on the 2020 census. It's your chance to help them for the next 10 years. You can respond online, by phone, or by mail. Shape your future. Start here. Learn more at 2020census.gov.
The community.
Welcome back to Wheelock Gymnasium in Riverside, California. This is the CCC AA playoffs. Antelope Valley, a sizzling start from 3. In fact, the Marauders have hit 4 triples so far. This would be their 5th. Left it short. Ariane and Vasquez combined to snare the rebound for Riverside. Vasquez, a sluggish start to the game. Dishes in the corner to Cerna. Her three-pointer bounces off the back iron, and Josephine Ferreira, the freshman from Lancaster, snares the rebound. And it's out of bounds off of Antelope Valley. A strong start to the game, and the Marauders have the sort of offense that could certainly keep up this sort of pace. So certainly for Riverside, they'd hope to get some offense going themselves in this game.
Yeah, but this transition offense that we've seen from Antelope Valley, they're on pace for 100 points. You can't be happy if you're Coach Berber. I'm sure she addressed that. Said, hey, we've got to stop somebody.
Arian commits the illegal screen. Right now, Riverside has stopped themselves with a near half-dozen turnovers to start the game and trail by 9. It's a little different from a regular season game, Jeff, where sometimes if you fall behind early, there's some tightness and there's some anxiousness that goes on with some of the minds of these players.
Of course, it's a big game. I mean, you play the same team in your conference twice, and this is, you think in the back of your mind, hey, we beat them by 18 the second game of the year, but man, that's 20-plus games ago. That's
right.
Totally different teams.
And Antelope Valley certainly improved after their 0-3 start. They won their conference and finished with 16 wins.
Second effort there. Great offensive board. Great court awareness for Cerna. Cerna's got a big crowd over there yelling and screaming for her down there. Got a Notre Dame high school locally.
First free throw is no good. Certainly encouraging next year to consider that Riverside, a club that features, of their 11 players on the roster, 8 of them are freshmen. And Cerna's one of them.
That's a pretty good mix.
Yeah.
Like I said, Coach Berber's got to be happy with the closet next year because it's full.
The closet, the cupboards, the cabinets. Antelope Valley is launching threes in the first half, and Kiana Cross, the all-conference sophomore from Lancaster, hits the three, and an over the back is committed against Riverside. London the turnover for RCC.
And Riverside looks really out of sorts.
Yep.
Offensively and defensively.
Well, Antelope Valley, whether they talked to the schedule makers before the season, the Marauders had the advantage. Very few schools did. Turnover on the ill-advised throw from Ariona Williams of Antelope Valley. The Marauders played 19 road games, 9 home games this season.
19?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's bad scheduling right there.
Well, it seems to pay off so far today.
I guess so. If you have a winning record and you play a lot of games on the road, kudos to Coach.
Trinity Vasquez, it's good, and she was fouled. Chance for a three-point play for Trinity Vasquez, who led the conference, ranked top 10 in the state in scoring at over 22 points a game. That's her first field goal of the ball game. That's with 8:21 to go in the half.
He's had a career high against Saddleback in that last game of the regular season.
That free throw is good. I mean, it's just nuts to look at the numbers of Trinity Vasquez. She ranks top 10 in the conference in points, field goals, rebounds, steals, blocks, turnovers, free throws.
Not a bad year.
You think so? Sarah Navarro buries the three-pointer for Antelope Valley. Gates to Cerna. Right side, they'll isolate Trinity Vasquez of Riverside, who changes gears, drives past one player, and flips it in. Malaya Patton, a solid defender in her own right. She fell down off of the excellent dribble drive from Vasquez. It seems like she's got it going now.
Finally, in that first quarter, she came out a little hesitant. Now being really aggressive, going after the basket.
3-second violation and a turnover on Antelope Valley. Dejana Williams. Antelope Valley led by head coach Barry Green. He has been in Lancaster for a decade now. 145 wins and a postseason berth in 6 of 10 years. Former assistant coach at Cal State Bakersfield, but has developed a bit of a juggernaut with the Marauders of Antelope Valley, as has Riverside and head coach Elisa Berber. They meet in the opening round of the CCCAA playoffs. Vasquez kicks to Gates, who misses the three-pointer. Vasquez skies for the rebound and flips it in. A chance for the second and one of the second quarter.
Boy, she has kept them in the ball game. She continues to go. She might have to get another career high here tonight.
Well, we knew she was 71 points away from 1,000.
She's on pace.
Yeah. And that free throw is no good. You see most college players eclipse, if they or a top scorer on the team eclipse that throughout the course of their 4-year career. Trinity Vasquez, I mean, if there is any player on this floor tonight that is almost a shoo-in to play at the next level, it has to be Vasquez. Runner in the lane, Gates missed it. The rebound to London, a bit short on the follow, and she was bumped inside, but London goes over and commits the foul. Over the back against the freshman from Redlands East Valley High School. And we're looking around at Wheelock Gym, rather. A good contingency of both schools in attendance tonight. Antelope Valley, over an hour north of downtown Los Angeles. Their fans made the trip here. Really quite the sight.
Yeah, because there's nothing else to do in Lancaster tonight. They might as well come out to Riverside.
I love it. Have you been to Lancaster?
I have once.
All right. What was your thoughts of that?
I've been there once. No, it's okay. It's just too far for me to drive out there.
Vasquez, the runner, off the glass. She flips it in. Vasquez is taking over in the second quarter of this ball game. RCC fell behind by 13. However, they have outscored Antelope Valley 9-3 over the last 3 minutes of the game as the Marauders have gotten three-point happy. Navarro, the dribble drive, turnover, Antelope Valley.
Yeah, Antelope Valley seems to be having kind of problems holding on to the basketball, and Riverside, let's see if they can capitalize on this. I mean, wow, like you said, down 13, now within 7 striking distance.
Tigers led wire to wire in the first meeting between these two schools back here on November 2nd. Vasquez off the drive. Her pull-up jumper is good.
She's killing them. Absolutely killing them on offense.
Marauders are bringing in reinforcements, and it doesn't matter, Jeff.
They can bring in anybody. She is killing them. Great offensive display here.
Navarro drains the three-pointer.
She's hit a few threes just sitting out there catching and shooting.
The sophomore from Lancaster comes into the game shooting 22% from three-point range. Vasquez the miss, the follow in and outs, offensive rebound snared by way of Prentice Burris, who missed it. Vasquez throws the ball off the leg of Navarro, crafty play. That won't go down to the stat sheet as a steal, but Vasquez saves a possession for RCC.
Really smart, deciding not to go over the back on that rebound, wait for it, and grabbed it, threw it right off the defensive player. Great play there by Vasquez. Better guard her. She's going to put it right by you.
One isn't enough. Vasquez at the elbow. Left it short. Loose ball tipped out of bounds off Burris. The products from Ramona High School. In attendance tonight for the RCC Tigers, products from Ramona High School, Grand Terrace, Redlands East Valley, Notre Dame, and Rancho Verde High School. And the Tigers, after a slow start, have pulled to within 8. This is the CCCAA playoffs. RCC down to Antelope Valley midway through the second.
The Community Police Review Commission was created to promote public confidence in the professionalism and accountability of the City of Riverside's Police Department. The commission consists of an all-civilian panel of members from across the city. The commission's roles include advising the mayor and city council on all police relations issues, reviewing and investigating officer-involved deaths, receiving complaints, and conducting hearings on misconduct against sworn Riverside police officers, making policy suggestions, and bringing community concerns to the attention of the Riverside Police Department. If you're interested in learning more about how you can serve or for information on the commission, visit riversideca.gov/CPRC.
I ain't with the back and forth, I ain't back and forth, fuck up what you asking for, but you're back and forth, but if your man still back at home, he ain't that important, You ain't really seen it like that before, not like that before. You like, when you put it like that, you right. I'm about to have to backtrack, back on back. You right. Riverside on 212. Riverside!
Gymnasium. This is the Triple C AA playoffs. RCC tangles Antelope Valley. Midway through the second quarter, the Tigers down by 8. We just saw a promo for UC Riverside Athletics. The Highlanders women have crawled back into the Big West tournament picture as they have notched right now going into this week of Big West games, 2 victories in their last 3 games. UC Riverside looked like one of the best teams in the States for a while, and they fell off a bit early in the Big West, but they have gathered their footing as of late.
Yeah, the women you mean? Or the men?
Yeah, the men. I'm being...
Oh, okay. Yeah, the men, they've won 15 games, most they've won in the history of the Division I era under second-year head coach David Patrick. Yeah, got a tough week. We got Santa Barbara at home tomorrow night, and then at Hawaii on Saturday.
Hey, both men and women looking like some of the best teams in the state, all right?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on both sides.
Layup crawls off. Asia Anderson corrals the rebound for Riverside. And this is a pivotal week for UCR. They pay a visit to Honolulu. It's just an annual tradition out there.
Yeah, I get to go to that trip. You know, you go, hey, I tell everybody, get to go to Hawaii to cover a basketball game. And they go, oh, that's great. And I go, no, it's really not. I say, can you imagine, like, I'm teased. I get to go fly out on Friday, and then the game is Saturday and fly back Saturday. So I'm teased with Hawaii.
When do you fly out on Friday?
Sometime in the morning, and then fly back.
5 a.m. maybe? Is that what you told me?
Yeah, it's early.
Oh, my goodness.
But we go backwards in time. You know, there's a 3-hour difference.
Right.
So I'm gonna time travel and go 3 hours back. I'm going to dip my feet into the waters of Waikiki, and then I'm going to fly back home.
Not going to lie, with that beautiful view out there in Honolulu, I don't know if I have too much sympathy there, but I understand the brutal travel. It's why Hawaii is such a juggernaut every year. Pull-up 3 is good. Kiana Cross hit that one from about Waikiki.
That was deep. That was from one of the islands. That was from across the way, like Kauai.
Yeah.
Kauai?
All I know is the big island of Hilo is the beautiful island, the one with the most scenery there, but everyone loves, the Oahu because of Pearl Harbor and whatnot.
No, I'm a Maui guy.
Maui guy?
I like Maui.
Not a bad choice. No. They say when you go over there that there's snow on the big islands.
Yes.
There is?
There is, yes.
I get
Nick
conflicting.
Right, there is.
Travel violation.
There's also hot lava. The big island of Hawaii.
I figured that one.
Yeah, they've got an active Kilauea. It's the Kilauea volcano.
But the residents just go about their day.
Of course they do. I went through a lava tube when I was there once.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah. I'm a cool guy. What do you expect?
When you were out there going through the lava tube, as Vasquez hits the runner, I'm sure you were thinking about how many points Vasquez is going to score in this playoff game today.
71. She's got to eclipse 1,000, and right now she's got about 30 of the 33. She's been playing great after that first quarter lull.
When the Tigers didn't score their first field goal for over 6 minutes of the game. Burris corrals the rebound for Riverside. Tigers ranked in the top 3 of the brutal Orange Empire Conference in points, field goal percentage, and threes, and led the league with over 18 offensive rebounds a game. Vasquez to the cup. Her layup is good. There were 3 different dark maroon jerseys in her vicinity, or camouflage, or black, or what have you. Layup was good anyways.
She couldn't see them because they were camouflaged.
That's right. Pick ball by Alyssa Cerna of Riverside. Trinity Vasquez. She will go down as one of the great scorers this school has ever seen, wearing number 24. Just an incredible career. We can see if her heroics lead to a comeback for Riverside. This is the Triple C AA playoffs on Riverside TV.
I'll tell you what, though, Trinity Vasquez is one of those players you saw with a beautiful left-handed floater. I bet you she has about 18 points. We don't have the live stats, Yep. But I'm going to say she's got close to 18 of these 35 points. And she's really kept them in this ball game after being down 13 with a minute 50 left here in the first half. Let's see if they can get it close. And I'll tell you, going into halftime, I know Coach Berber will make adjustments. We're going to see a different team come second half. They've shown a lot of zone here to start. Let's see if they can get out in the passing lanes because we know Riverside's athletic. You've got London, Vasquez, Cerna, all athletic, very quick. We'll see if they get after it. They're playing man-to-man right now.
Inbound is reeled in by the all-state freshman from Lancaster, Nia Page, who has been quiet so far today. Vasquez has done her part in the battle between all-state players. Riverside possession with 1:39 to go in the first half. Nia Page, it's just been a brutal first half for her, albeit the Marauders up by 6.
And Nia Page is one of those players that Coach Berber talked about prior to the game, says you got to keep an eye on 5 and 11. They are just phenomenal players.
Ironically, it's been number 24 and number 1 that have been torching Riverside from distance so far in the first half.
And Navarro, all of 5'4", and Ferreira 5'8". They kind of make one of those players. Page at 5'11". Man, I'll tell you, Navarro doesn't even look 5'4" out there.
Right, but she is launching him from Honolulu.
Deep.
Burris misses both free throws, and Ferreira snares the rebound for Antelope Valley. Navarro in transition. Pulls in the double team. Riverside was down by 13 earlier in the game. Outlet to Trinity Vasquez. It's good, and she was fouled. Malaya Patton, the personal.
It is her show, everybody, and she is playing out of her mind. She does not want to go home. She wants to keep playing after tonight, and she's pulled them within 4.
Trinity Vasquez is outscoring the Marauder team since she returned to the game at the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. Offensive rebound from Prentice Burris. And Vasquez is on fire. She's a blowtorch out there right now.
This is fun basketball to watch. Just watching her play. This is great. It's on TV, and she is playing out of her mind. Great basketball.
Cross misses the 3. Riverside has a chance after falling behind 30-17. Have a shot to take the lead before the half ends.
This is one of those times as a coach you just say, get it to Trinity. We're going to live and die by her right now. They are living large.
Trinity away from the ball. Cerna for the lead. Missed it. Out of bounds. Antelope Valley could go for a 2-for-1 here. Marauders appear that they will settle into a half court. You know, I wonder why more teams don't attempt that 2-for-1.
NBA, they do it all the time.
Yeah. But Antelope Valley will play for a more quality possession. Kiana Cross dishes to Malaya Patton, who misses the three-pointer. RCC clears with Burris, and the Tigers should hold for the final shot, and they should lean on number 24.
Go 1-4, clear out. There we go, 1-4.
One of the highest scoring players in the history of Riverside, Trinity Vasquez, closing in on 1,000 career points. Motors sends it. Vargas left the 3 short, and the first half has come to a close. The Marauders, a sizzling first half to start with their 3-point shot. Sarah Navarro led the way for a club that hit nearly 10 3-pointers in the first half, yet Riverside, the Trinity Vasquez show, did a great job not only with Vasquez's shot, but also closing out to conclude the second quarter at that 3-point line.
And I'll tell you what, she got rebounds, she played great defense, gave great effort, and I'll tell you what, just caught fire. And like you said, when you have a player like that and she's playing like this, it's the old Michael Jordan thing. Give her the ball, let her go to the basket, let's try to win by her. And hey, after scoring a career high last game, she's on pace for another career high tonight.
We're live from the playoffs here at Wheelock Gymnasium in Riverside. Antelope Valley 41, Riverside 39. The Tigers trail by 13 early and search for their third straight win against the Marauders. This is Riverside basketball and the CCCAA playoffs on Riverside TV.
Here in California, citrus is a part of our lives every day. But what if it all just disappeared? A devastating plant disease called Huanglongbing, or HLB, spread by the Asian citrus psyllid, is fatal for citrus trees, and it might be found in your own backyard. That's why it's important that we all do our part to keep California's citrus safe. Don't let California citrus disappear. Visit CaliforniaCitrusThreat.org to learn more.
El censo cuenta a todos los que vivimos en este país, incluyendo aquellos que no pensarías que también cuentan. ¿Una persona en el hospital? Sí, cuenta. ¿Los García y los Álvarez que comparten la misma casa? Sí, todos cuentan. ¿El primo Luis que está viviendo en el garaje de Pedro? También cuenta. El censo cuenta a todos para que a todos nos vaya mejor.
I paint. I do a lot of portraits and a lot of florals.
Leather, wood, cars, metal, I can't pick a favorite. So I'll go work on another project and I'll move over here, move over there, and I do have many things happening. And eventually I finish. I think for me it's creating anything. I just have to be creating something.
I start by writing my thoughts on the canvas, and then the painting starts. It's usually acrylic and then some chalk or charcoal pencil on top, or occasionally it's oil. Definitely inspiration comes from travel, nature, and I think sometimes even reference images. It's not always reflected directly in the art piece, but definitely inspiration comes from it.
We have ideas and we run things off of each other, and we'll talk about, you know, a lot of times she likes things different than me. I'm like very finished and polished, and I like traditional woodworking things, and she may like an older, rattier piece of wood that I would throw away.
I love Riverside primarily for all the historical preservation. We knew this was where we wanted to be, just had to find the right spot. Just having the space that this house has for us creatively has really helped us as creatives, because
it gives us space to do our thing.
He has that whole basement. I love my studio because of the lighting and just the inspiration, because I have nature right outside of my windows. So it's really, I think, important sometimes as creative people to be in an environment every day that brings you inspiration.
Code enforcement receives hundreds of new complaints each week from the public, and our code enforcement officers are tasked with responding to them. As part of the city's strategic goals, the Riverside City Council adopted a set of performance measures for the Code Enforcement Division of responding to 90% or more of complaints within 5 business days or less. Prior to this goal, the division's response rate was around 50% within 5 business days. In order to accomplish this, we made some minor process adjustments to streamline the process of getting complaints into the hands of a field officer, but most of all, we created a culture of responsiveness within the division. The Code Enforcement Division's automated case management system was used to initiate cases as the complaints are received, and not just at the beginning of each workday. This allowed real-time access to complaints that staff could address more quickly and often leads to same-day response. Staff has also made adjustments to their work routines to assist fellow staff if inspections are finished early, since the overall performance goal is taken as a group and not as an individual. After making these minor tweaks, performance skyrocketed. Staff averages are measured division-wide, with approximately a 92% rate of inspecting cases within 5 business days. But even more astounding is that 50% of complaints are investigated within 1 business day or less. Supervisors keep a close watch on staff performance and make assignment adjustments when needed. This success can be attributed to the Riverside City Council's emphasis on customer service to achieve its strategic goals. The main ingredient in achieving this goal, however, is staff's daily and continued hard work and commitment to achieving success with this performance measure. For more information about code enforcement or to file a complaint, please visit riversideca.gov/code or call 311, your one-stop shop for city services.
General Dwight D. Eisenhower and his deputy commanders chart the liberation of a lost continent, plan when and where the mighty armies of the United Nations will strike. Today, northern France is that battleground. More than 11,000 planes spearheading the attack.
Built in Santa Monica in 1943. At that time in our history, we didn't have an Air Force. We had an Army Air Corps. So the Army Air Corps took possession of the plane and it did some flying in the States, wound up on the eastern seaboard and went to Europe after its state-bound flying. Then it joined the forces, the armed forces in Europe during World War II, and it flew numerous missions. Probably the most well-known is D-Day.
Vast squadrons of bombers and transports led the way.
We restored the plane back to what you see now with the invasion stripes to represent what it looked like on D-Day. That's the black and white stripes on the fuselage and wings. Those were put on all the Allied aircraft as an easy way for the 18-year-old Allied gunners in the Channel to identify them.
For the last 90 days, the D-Day doll has been honoring veterans and returned to Normandy, France, for the 75th anniversary of Normandy and the 70th anniversary of the Berlin Airlift and the Paris Air Show and Oshkosh International Air Show. It was epic. We had reenactors that we dropped over the original drop zones. And to know that 20-year-old young men went out that same door 75 years earlier, it's pretty emotional. History has a tendency to repeat itself. And if we keep educating these younger generations and letting them know what happened and what these types of airplanes did and the veterans that were associated with it, the sacrifices that they did, we hope that history won't repeat itself.
We have 4 aircraft that our museum flies and maintains for the Commemorative Air Force. The Commemorative Air Force in total has about 150 World War II aircraft that we fly and maintain. We're about the 8th largest Air Force in the world. Well, you can buy rides on any of the aircraft, but the easiest way to get a ride is to become a member and volunteer. The museum is open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 2. We're welcome to have individuals, groups. We have school kids come through regularly on tours to see the aircraft and to hear the history that the docents tell about each of the aircraft. We look forward to seeing you at the Inland Empire Wing, CAF.
The 2019 STEM Pull Academy will take place the week of July 22nd to July 26th. Students will explore amazing places and learn from some of Riverside's top engineers about principles and practices of the water and energy industry. You'll attend workshops with industry professionals. Participants will spend time with Riverside's distinguished members of the community like Mayor Rusty Bailey and other Riverside city officials. As students are gathering all this knowledge, you'll work in teams to develop a unique idea that could possibly one day benefit the utility or solve a utility industry problem. On the final day of the week-long event, the teams will take to the stage and present their design challenge idea to a panel of judges. They'll have a chance to win big and compete for team prizes of $500, $700, and $1,000. So if you're one of the first 60 students to register, a student who likes to share your skills and ideas, don't wait. Sign up today because the seats are going fast. For more information on this free event and how to sign up, contact Damaris Velez at dvelez@riversideca.gov.
My name's Lovey Jung, and I work for the City of Riverside Fire Department. I've been here for about 7 years now, and I'm a firefighter paramedic on Engine 1. When I was younger, I actually wanted to be a firefighter, but I ended up getting sidetracked and went and played softball for the Olympic team in 2004 and 2008, and when I retired in 2009, that's when I decided I wanted to switch over to become a firefighter. Usually when I come in, the first thing I do is I check my personal protective equipment, and then I'll also check the medical equipment. Being a paramedic, I have to make sure all my medications are there and that my equipment's working properly so that when we go on a scene to a medical aid, that everything's in working form and that we're professional on scene. If I were to describe my job in one word, it would be adventurous. Every day is different from day to day, depending on the training or the type of calls that we run. You know, some days we might go on more DUIs, or some days we might go on more traffic accidents. So every day that I come to work is going to be completely different from the day before and the next day. I get to work with a group of people that I enjoy working with and having that camaraderie that I missed from being an athlete. But now, being a mom, I want to be that role model for my daughter to show her you can be independent and you can have a job that you want to work in, whether it's a male-dominated career or not. And I want her to understand that as she grows up.
Every year, California sets new records. Don't be the next fatality. Prepare for wildfires today. Get ready. When a wildfire threatens, get set. And when we give the evacuation order, go. Learn more at mysafecalifornia.org.
I come to the Lyman Rodeos to get more proficient, safer, and better at my job.
We have a variety of different obstacles and courses that apprentices and journeymen partake in. It's really neat because you get to demonstrate your skill asset.
The events that you see here are things you see on a daily basis.
And it's a competitive nature all the way around, from being here at the rodeo or actually being on a job site at work.
I love how everybody gets together and we can all become one. Even though we're competing against each other,
you really get this sense of friendship and everybody's just having a good time.
The Riverside Fire Department has a proud history of serving our community for over 130 years. That spirit of service continues as we move forward into the future. Thanks to the voter-approved Measure Z funding, the Riverside Fire Department has been able to purchase various new fire apparatus to better serve the community. 17 new fire vehicles in total, and several are already in service. The list includes 8 fire engines, 3 tiller trucks, 1 straight truck, 1 brush truck, 2 water tenders, and 2 squads, which are already in service. These new fire apparatus are a vital part of helping the Riverside Fire Department continue to meet its mission to protect life, property, and the environment by providing exceptional and progressive all-hazard emergency services, public education, and safety programs. Measure Z and the Riverside Fire Department. Your tax dollars at work.
This is the Triple C AA playoffs. Tonight, the Antelope Valley Marauders jumped out to a 30-17 lead, up 13 early in the second quarter, yet Riverside outscored them down the stretch of this first half, 22-11. Winner advances to Tanglemoore Park in the LA area in the Sweet 16 on Saturday. And Antelope Valley gone cold down the stretch of the half, and Vargas has given Riverside the lead.
Their first lead of the game, and I'll tell you what, that second quarter was all Trinity Vasquez. She was 0 for 6 to start the first quarter and then put up 20 points in that second quarter, and that has been the difference right there. She is 9 of 18 from the field now after starting 0-6.
And she simply turned the game completely around. London misses the jumper. SID of Riverside, Nico Della Valle, said that she pulled out her inner Kobe, rest in peace. Cross misses the long 2-point shot.
She's got his number.
And all it would take is another 50 points to be one of the first players in the history of this school and this conference to eclipse 1,000 career points. Ball swing to Reginus Gates, who misses the three-pointer. The issue with the Tigers of pulling away in this game is that RCC is 0 for 10 from the three-point line until that most recent hit by Vargas. Trinity Vasquez for Riverside dominated this game throughout 20 minutes. Weak side rebound to Gates. She was 9 of 18. The rest of the team was 6 for 22 and 0 for 6 from the three-point line in that first half.
Hello, Trinity Vasquez. It was your game. She was just 2 of 5 from the free throw line. She could add 23 points.
Wow.
Come on, Trinity. We want more. I want to see this. I want to see you score as many points as possible the way you're playing tonight.
20 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist in the first half, but the free throws. 42-41, here's Vasquez on the drive. Cut off by Page. Right side to Gates, and Riverside sets up against the man-to-man of the Marauders. Layup crawls off the rim from Rebecca London of Riverside. Tigers began the year 7-2, but after that sizzling start, including a win over these Marauders on November 2nd, RCC finished the regular season 8-8. 2 of those 8 wins was a forfeit against Orange Coach College, yet they still have put together quite a second half. Vasquez, the baseline drive and the foul. But RCC, after that sluggish end of the regular season, have leaned on the services of Trinity Vasquez, who scored 23 a game since the midway port of January, and she may have 40 by the time this one is said and done. That's Trinity Vasquez, the product from Henderson, Nevada, at the free throw line.
She has 21 points in about 13 minutes of her scoring.
I know she's just human, but if you're head coach Elisa Berber, are you considering taking her out of the game in the second half?
No, it's a playoff game. She plays all 40 minutes.
All 40.
Why not?
Page misses the three-pointer. The All-State product, just a freshman from Lancaster. A tough start to her playoff debut. Pull-up jumper is short by Gates. Vasquez stripped at the offensive rebound. And rim running is Josephine Ferreira, who lays it in. Timeout called by head coach Barry Green of Antelope Valley, as the Marauders have cut the lead to 1 in a tale of 2 completely different games. This is the sort of coaching that makes Elisa Berber one of the best in the business.
Well, I mean, she adjusted after that first quarter. It really kind of got into her ladies and said, look, we're not playing any kind of defense. We're not going aggressively. They only had 1 foul in that first quarter, and that shows you they went down so big. You got to get after it defensively, and I think that's why they start off in that man. They start off in the zone. They went man, and when you play man to man, it forces you to play hard because you've got to get in that passing lanes and you've got to deny the ball. And I really think that really helped the Tigers here in this game by Alicia.
It certainly helps that Trinity Vasquez and Vanessa Vargas provide the type of experience that the Tigers need in a roster littered with freshmen. Both of them playing in their 51st career game. And Vasquez, one of her most impressive first half scoring performances ever. As an RCC Tiger, she pulls in the double team. Vasquez shoots anyways and scores.
Why not?
I'm sure she's wondering why only 2 players picked her up at the three-point line. Sarah Navarro sends it in the corner for Kiana Cross, who missed the shot. And Regina Gates is stripped off the rebound. Then Ferreira throws a wild pass intended for Paige, and she draws contact at the three-point line. In a back-and-forth duel between RCC and Antelope Valley, winner advances to play 25-1 Moore Park in the Sweet 16. The Raiders the top seed by a mile in the South, and they've got certainly they're licking their chops. They certainly are looking at whoever wins this game as a club that would be an underdog for sure coming up on Saturday. Corner 3 good by Cross.
Did you say 25-1?
Yes.
Good golly. That's a pretty good record.
A couple players from Moore Park last year now are playing in the Big West Conference, including Barbara Rangel, who set program records there. She now is with the University of Hawaii. Cross lobs inside for Paige, who flips it in for Antelope Valley. Marauders back in front.
What an athletic play there, an alley-oop. Perfect timing as we see the pass here.
Yeah, Paige slipped right by the defense. What makes Antelope Valley so dangerous is that Paige, a great post player, is a good complement, as the London layup is good, a good complement to the three-point shooters of Antelope Valley.
Yeah, Riverside going back to that zone.
And certainly it's paid dividends for them. That has nullified the once red-hot Antelope Valley offense. Marauders shooting still over 40% from distance in this game. Three-point shot off the back iron by Malaya Patton. Vasquez comes out of it, absorbs contact, lobs into Anderson, who blows the layup. Offensive rebound, London high off the window. She grabs it back. And 3-point blank layups for Riverside fall short.
Yeah, London had a couple opportunities. They all did, in fact. And, man, tough break for the Tigers, who got 3 offensive boards on that one series and came up empty-handed.
Faria absorbs the Rebecca London contact. That's a foul on the product from Redlands East Valley High School. Even if half of the freshmen for the Tigers, including the one checking into the game, the Lake Elsinore product, Ariane Medlambayan, if they even half return to the Tigers next year, this should be a juggernaut, but there only is one, Trinity Vasquez. To me, this looks like a Division I athlete, and who knows? You know, Henderson, Nevada is right next to UNLV. I'm sure she knows that.
I'm sure she does.
Josephine Ferreira drains the free throw. Antelope Valley led by 13 early in the game. RCC came out up 3 in the third quarter. And Marauders are back in front, wearing their dark maroon red. Is that what you can call it?
I'm colorblind. I don't know. It just looks it's ugly. Ugly jerseys.
Well, it's certainly been a rough and tough game between two schools that would play Moore Park with a win today in the Sweet 16. Paige out to Navarro, who misses the three-pointer in the first half. Sarah Navarro, the sophomore from Lancaster, she was red hot for Antelope Valley. Incredible ball game. 3 for 3 with 9 points in the first half for Navarro. Reginus Gates off the dribble, buries the jumper. That is a long 2, a nightmare for those analytics nerds, as she was inches away from giving the Tigers the lead. Paige snares the rebound. My goodness, that was quite the display there for Nia Page.
That was kind of Harlem Globetrotter-ish.
Yeah. Nevertheless, it certainly is impressive showing her tenacity in the game, knowing that her shot hasn't fallen tonight, but she's contributing in other ways. Page draws the foul.
Yeah, she did. Was pretty non-existent in that first half, but really kind of changed her game, letting the game come to her here in the second half. As you see, she's playing hard, she's playing smart, she's playing aggressive.
In that first half, the All-State forward, Nia Page, who came in averaging 17 points per game and was a top 10 shooter, a top 10 rebounder, a top 10 player in threes. She had a grand total of 5 points and a turnover. One other number from that first half, RCC grabbed 15 offensive rebounds, which is a typical performance for them this year.
That's a lot of offensive boards. That's a lot of offensive boards for a game, for guys, for 2 games.
For a normal school, yes.
Yeah.
And when you look at this roster, they don't look any bigger than Antelope Valley. Outlet pass out of bounds intended for Gates. 3 offensive rebounds for Trinity Vasquez. All of 5'8" and 5'9". Traveling violation on Malia Patton, who was wide open for a 3-pointer. I'm sure head coach Barry Green is irate right now.
Barry Green has to be irate. I mean, she was standing there all by herself. Shoot the basketball. She made a pump fake to nobody.
51-50 late in the third. Pass picked off. Thrown away by Asia Anderson. And the layup is good. Anderson, she is befuddled on the play as she commits the foul with 2:25 to go in the third.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that call. That was a little late. I might have let that one go. The referee saw differently, apparently. As they're going to call a 30-second timeout, so Coach Berber's going to talk to her troops and say, we've got to get back defensively. They're beating us in transition, and you've got to beat her to the spot. Play straight up, straight down. The law of verticality, is I'd like to say when I was coaching. Straight up and down, my friend, straight up and down.
Not only were you a coach, but you were also a player back in your day.
No, are you kidding me?
You're getting, if I'm not mistaken, you're getting looks with several NBA teams throughout what is
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I played, I was the last guy cut by the Lakers, for gosh sakes. The very last guy.
Darn it. Very last.
There was a guy named Eddie Jones who had a pretty good NBA career, I must say. They pulled me into the office. Jerry West pulled me into his office and said, I really like you, Jeff. We have faith in you, but we got a guy named Eddie Jones who's really darn good. But I will say this, they got me to be able to play overseas. Jerry West got me in touch. They got a pretty good agent. Got to play in Australia, New Zealand. And I don't think any of those guys got to see the world like I did. So even though they might have made a little bit more money, I think I enjoyed my life of playing the game of basketball across the world. So, yeah, I was a player at one time. That was years and years ago.
Well, as long as you don't take that brutal trip to Hawaii, I'm sure you'll be happy.
I'm not excited about that. I have my Aloha shirt packed, though.
I really feel bad for you. Page the assist with the corner 3 by Fiona Ferry of the Marauders.
Fiona Ferry just came in and hit a bomb.
It's been manned by committee. Long 2-point shot from Cerna. And that's good for Riverside. The Marauders, who knows what they did throughout their 2-hour-long bus ride from Lancaster here to Riverside, as this 3-pointer is no good. And Gates snares it. But they have just, so far today, shot the lights out of this gym here from Wheelock.
No, they definitely have shot well.
Cerno blocked, late whistle, foul on the freshman Josephine Ferreira, the all-conference forward. And with 1:39 to go in the third, it's Alyssa Cerna, 58% at the stripe. She is at the free throw line for Riverside. The Tigers as a team, they're shooting over 60% from the free throw line this year. That one crawls, bounces, moves, spins, and crawls off. But so far, RCC has struggled at the stripe tonight, just over 40%. Those are very important baskets. Cerna drains that one. 56-53.
Riverside's going to have to get up and play a little defense here. Playing that zone. Might want to switch to a man. They've already got at least 12 threes here in this ball game.
So Riverside and Antelope Valley playing in the playoffs right now. But when you're a coach, you're always thinking about next season. I mean, it always, and what to do in the future. Are you all already talking to recruits who are trying to join the program?
Of course you are, especially at a 2-year college program, because you have to, I mean, you are constantly always looking out for the next player. And the good thing about it is that Coach Berber does go out and find local talent. She's not out there, and you look at a lot of JCs across California, Southern California, there's players from all over the country. She really has faith
yes,
in her local talent. And there's great talent here in Riverside and the surrounding area, the whole Inland Empire.
Sienna Rodriguez, the jumper for Antelope Valley. Rodriguez just a 3-point per game scorer for the Marauders. And just a 23% shooter this season from distance. Yet another Antelope Valley bench player playing a big role on offense so far today. Ariane, the 10-foot floater, missed the shot. She snares yet another offensive rebound, then throws it away. RCC set a home season high with 26 offensive rebounds against this school back on November 2nd. It's been an even better performance tonight. Page scores. However, a timeout is called before the jumper by Page. Barry Green just saw a 2-point shot evaporated there late in the third.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Tell you what, call a timeout and dead balls. Wow, what a tough one. As we're going to stay on, Tigers down 5 here after making a great run. They can't just depend on Trinity Vasquez as they've really keyed and doubled on her. Someone else has to step up. You've got to make baskets. Attack the basket. You've got 41 seconds left here. Antelope Valley, the Marauders, have not really had to go out and guard them. They've only committed 3 fouls.
Just for clarification, folks, it's the Tigers, not the Highlanders.
That's true. I call so many darn games. We were here last week and called the men's game.
Yep.
The men are playing pretty darn well. You and I were on that call.
RCC is a 5 seed in the CCC AA. Only a couple schools better than them during the regular season was RCC. Corner 3 from Page, missed it. And Cerna snares the rebound. Antelope Valley shot the lights out of the first 12 minutes of the game. Floater inside, short. Offensive rebound, Reginus Gates lays it in on the follow. Tenacious effort with the Tigers racking up 24 offensive rebounds today.
Well, she has played well here in this third quarter, really kept them in the game.
It's amazing RCC has that many offensive rebounds and doesn't lead by 20 in this game.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
It's largely due to the threes. Navarro missed that one. 3 to go. Here's Gates. Left side Vasquez. Lobs inside. However, a traveling violation is committed as Riverside was ready to bring the roof off with a transition land.
Yeah, Vasquez has to be smart there. Just jump stop or just go straight to the basket and lay it up.
It certainly is hard to criticize Trinity Vasquez with what she has done today. That pass knocked away by Gates, and the third quarter has come to a close in what has been a thriller from Wheelock Gymnasium. Back in a moment with the Tigers down 3. Winner to the Sweet 16. This is the CCC AA playoffs on Riverside TV.
Thanks to Measure Z funding, the Public Works Urban Forestry Division was able to enhance tree trimming services by speeding up the trimming cycle. The city used to trim trees once every 8 or 9 years, but we now have a new goal of trimming every tree in the city once every 6 years. That's 25,000 trees every single year. Residents who want their city trees trimmed more frequently can take advantage of our low-cost tree trimming service called Tree Care Program for City Trees. Thank you for your support, Riverside, a Tree City, USA. For more information on any of our tree trimming services, call 951-826-5311.
Gymnasium, this is Tigers basketball and the RCC playoffs here from Riverside, California. There are 3 different playoff games underway today in the RCC, and the 2 underdogs won earlier. Los Angeles Valley and Allen Hancock, and Antelope Valley looked like they would pull off another upset tonight out of the RCC, but the Tigers came roaring back, and it's a 3-point game after 30 minutes.
Yeah, 3-point game, in fact, but you can't just get it from a couple players. This has to be a team effort with 10 minutes to go. You can't make mistakes. You got to play smart basketball, and if it comes down to it, you've got to be able to make free throws.
College basketball has to be the only sport where it almost is expected for there to be an upset. It happens all the time.
We saw it this week. We saw the top 3 teams, or 4 teams in the NCAA,
oh, man,
all get knocked off.
Yeah, that was brutal. But you know what? Those Demon Deacons may be the best mascot not named the Bruins. You know, maybe your wife would have been able to see this coming.
Yeah, definitely.
Just underway in the 4th quarter, Trinity Vasquez came alive in the 2nd quarter, scoring 20 points. In fact, she was one of only 2 players to score in the 2nd quarter of a Tiger comeback, 22-11 going into the half. Antelope Valley did a great job of limiting the success of Vasquez in the 3rd. Page flips it in, and that's the player for Antelope Valley that has come alive in the 2nd half as the All-States and Conference Player of the Year. The freshman from Lancaster, Nia Page, has a chance for a 3-point play. What makes her dangerous, she is a top 10 3-point shooter, and that sort of size and aggressiveness at the rim makes a defense have to respect her ability to attack inside. Vasquez, skip pass, dribble drive from Cerna, dishes foul line to Ariane, over 2 defenders, she scores. That is the 5th and 1 for the Tigers tonight.
Boy, she has been fantastic. She was great in that 1st quarter, really kind of kept them in this ball game just by her attitude, her strength inside, and what a great post move.
Over 2 defenders for Ariane Madlembayan. Free throw no good. The Tigers have been hampered by their 45% free throw shooting tonight. Ferry changes gears, blocked by Rebecca London, but she commits the foul. Rebecca London has entered foul trouble here with 9:26 to go in the game. She was whistled for the transition layup foul. Jeff, you thought, an interesting decision by the officials. There's a look at the replay. London appeared to have gotten all ball, but the game plan has been clear for the officials tonight. They are not letting much go either way.
A tight game. You're going to expect that here, especially in the 4th quarter. With it being so close, refs are going to keep it clean.
Fiona Ferry, the sophomore from Tehachapi, California, hits both free throws. Did I say that right?
Tehachapi. Yeah, pretty close.
All right, good enough. 62-57. Alyssa Cerna, the product from Notre Dame High School, out to Trinity Vasquez. Pick from Ariane. Shot clock at 13 for Vasquez, who drives over the double team. Late whistle, and that is it. The basket's good. It's a chance for a 3-point play for Vasquez. It seems almost, it was a late call there. It looked like it could have been a charge.
It was kind of a continuation like the NBA. They were waiting for it.
Love it. Vasquez nails the free throw. The Tigers have almost a perfect field goal percentage when they're fouled. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Kind of reminds me of a J.R. Smith, one of my favorite players.
Stop it.
I don't want you shooting an open shot. I want you to run out of bounds, throw it off your back foot.
Yeah.
Jeff Gorham, one of my absolute favorite players. I don't know if you've heard of that guy. Page grabs the rebound twice. Second time illegally.
Yeah, they're saying it was came down with an elbow. I don't know about that. I mean, it looked like it was inadvertently on the ball, come down on the rebound. Tough call. Let's see here on the replay. I don't know. That's a tough call, but good for the Tigers.
Asia Anderson, number 21 of Riverside, battling with Nia Page of Antelope Valley. What a game we have witnessed after Antelope Valley jumped out to a 30-17 lead early in the second quarter. Vargas misses the three-pointer. And over two defenders, it's Nia Page, who has been tenacious on the glass. She pulls in the rebound, outlet pass intended for Ferry. Turnover, Antelope Valley.
Yeah, see if Riverside can capitalize on this.
The Marauders average 17.5 turnovers a game. Ill-advised giveaway there for the visiting Marauders. Vargas, one of only two returning players from a year ago for RCC. Outside the gates, in the corner, Vasquez. And she hits the jumper. It's a long two to tie the game.
Boy, she is so fun to watch. And what a gamer. I mean, game on the line, she has come through in.
Ferry to the cup. Dumps to Page. And over two defenders, she missed it. Ariane the rebound. She contested the shot. Medlabian has been excellent defensively in the second half. Vargas from straight away buries the three-pointer.
She's killing them. Unbelievable. What a fun game to watch.
Trinity Vasquez with 30. And Riverside has a three-point lead with 7:25 to go.
Man, what a phenomenal play. Trinity Vasquez, if she would have just scored in the first quarter, she'd have had 40 or more. As they're going to turn this into a full timeout.
Just an incredible performance by Trinity Vasquez, knowing that Antelope Valley is bringing a double team on them on almost every series of the second half. And while you were talking about some other players having to pick up the slack and attack the basket, I mean, Trinity Vasquez is playing so well, it's hard not to just lean on her.
I tell you what, she's really got you. They were just down, it seems, 5 points. Now they're up 3. Just feed the beast. Let her continue to dominate. Ride on her coattails. Jump on her shoulders. Do whatever you can, but make sure she gets the basketball, because it's one of the best games I've ever seen a young lady play in one of these big games.
RCC has only played 2 one-possession games this season. And against the Road Warriors of the Marauders of Antelope Valley, RCC has rarely been in this sort of tight game situation. As mentioned, they dismantled the Marauders by 18 back on November 2nd. So they had to wait till the playoffs, but this is a rarity for them to be in a tight-knit game. We just wonder how they will fare in these sort of late game situations, up by 3 in a back-and-forth second half. Navarro nearly hit one from right there at the corner earlier in the first half. Navarro motors. Baseline drive inside to Page. Layup is good over Anderson. Asia Anderson with great defense, but just better offense by Nia Page.
Well, it's nice to see the good players really kind of rise to the top. Page in the first half was kind of non-existent. Has really come through heavily here in the second half.
Vasquez, great since the second quarter. She delivers to Anderson, and off the offensive rebound by Ariane Maglebian. The layup is good. And she has been arguably the most important player for RCC inside tonight.
She has been great. Fun to watch. I love seeing these kind of games.
Cruz is smothered out to Navarro. She hit that one from just inside the midcourt logo. I thought that was only for Steph Curry, Trae Young, and those NBA guys. We're tied at 67. Vasquez the response. That rolls off the rim.
Yeah, that must have been something on the rim, or somebody opened the door. There was wind coming in, because she hasn't missed.
Crowd is imploring for the defense. Page to the cup over Anderson. Wild shots. One and done for Antelope Valley. Vasquez takes it herself. Midway through the fourth quarter, whips it to Gates, who commits the traveling violation. Antelope Valley has been sloppy this year, but the Tigers, with 21 turnovers a game, have done a much better job limiting the miscues tonight, but it has still been a pretty sloppy ball game for RCC.
Yes, it has, especially when you get that many offensive rebounds, and like you said, you're not up 20.
Sarah Navarro, the sophomore, shot 22% from distance coming into the game. She is at over 70% and hit one from 40 feet earlier in this fourth quarter. She sends it to Ariana Williams. Long two-point shot from Josephine Ferreira rolls off the rim. Vasquez, also a top 10 rebounder of the Orange Empire. She grabs another board for RCC. She isn't just a scorer. She is one of the most versatile players in the league. Gates tries her luck from deep and missed it. Loose ball out of bounds. I'm not sure if that's the play that RCC dialed up there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure they wanted that one. Just get it to Vasquez. Vasquez got her hand on it, nearly got the steal there.
You certainly wouldn't blame Trinity Vasquez if she doesn't jump in for the steal. She is turning in an all-around excellent performance. Ariane Magladabin was beaten off the dribble and commits the foul. But Trinity Vasquez, I mean, the fact that we are literally fawning over Vasquez, it's because she isn't just scoring 30, but she is jumping in passing lanes. She's grabbing nearly a dozen rebounds. What a game for her.
Because she doesn't want her Tiger career to end. She's got 4 minutes and 37 seconds to make this happen, to will her team into a victory to go to the second round.
I'm sure throughout your excellent playing career, you were wanting to win the game, but part of you is also wanting to advance, so that way you can rack up more career points.
Yeah, if she gets 35 tonight, she might get 35 the next time. I always thought, I always knew in a game, though, when I played, how many points I had. Always. Scorers always know how many points you had. And I'm sure Trinity knows she's got 30 plus. I mean, you got to want that 1,000-point mark. You want to leave your mark here before you move on to the four-year school. There's a few colleges here right now that are scouting her, and I know that who's ever in the building watching her is going to offer her a scholarship the second this game is over with, because she has been, this has been one of the best performances I've ever seen.
We're all certainly hoping that Serum Bell, one of the greatest all-time players in UC Riverside history, is in attendance to watch this one. And a virtuoso performance by Trinity Vasquez. Serum Bell finished as one of the top 10 all-time players in points, in rebounds, and in minutes and field goals in UC Riverside history. She is now in her first year at the tutelage of the Highlanders women's basketball program.
Yes, Serum Bell, her husband was the interim men's head coach until they hired David Patrick. Now he is the head coach at Santa Margarita High School down at the beach.
Now down there at the beach. Traveling violation. What are your thoughts of that call?
Just catch, get rid of it, go post up.
I'm with you, but I'm not sure about a traveling call there.
I think she caught it and might have moved one of those pivot feet.
Right. I mean, you've done just about everything. You've played. You've been a director, what have you. Have you been an official yet?
Just when I used to referee little kids, like youth basketball.
Right.
I was terrible. I was the worst referee ever.
No way.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, if a player got hot, I'm sure you were swallowing your whistle against.
Of course I was.
Yes. Navarro for 3. She has been crushing the perimeter defense of the Tigers tonight. Navarro with 7 3-pointers.
She was 3 for 3 in that first half, and man, she is, like you said, on fire.
Vasquez over 2 defenders. That crawls in.
And why not?
Your hands are up in the air. I think head coach Barry Green had the same reaction. I'm too busy looking at the rest of the team with their jaws on the floor. Cross missed it. Gates hit by Page. Foul on Antelope Valley. And the Marauders have no more fouls to give, but lead by 4 with 3:10 to go in the game.
And that's her, I believe, her 5th foul. And she's going to have to come out.
That is absolutely the worst situation for Barry Green of Antelope Valley. During the regular season, Nia Page averaged 17 points, 10.5 rebounds. She had 33 blocks and 31 steals throughout the course of this season. Nia Page out with 3:07 to go in the fourth quarter of a 4-point game. Vasquez finds a seam, dumps backdoor to the cutting Gates. Inside Ariane. Floater rolls off the rim. Ariane bumps. Officials signal jump ball. Possession arrow to RCC. All right, the Tigers, we don't have the official stats, but they have at least 25 offensive rebounds. Video game numbers. And if it wasn't for the dozen 3-pointers made by the Marauders tonight, RCC would have a huge lead. Trinity Vasquez on the drive. Pick from Ariane. Floater is good. There's a rubber rim out there at that half of the court. Everything is crawling in. And sometimes when you're a player, that rim looks like the size of the ocean. Here is Navarro, the sharpshooter. Whips it out to Ferreira, who drives to the basket. Shot is blocked by Rebecca London of RCC. Tigers could take the lead here. 2:17 to go in the game. Gates fakes the 3, and Vasquez retreats to the other side. She is working on 32 points tonight. Gates to the cup. Shot over Navarro. Missed it short, and Navarro, the sophomore, grabs the rebound for Antelope Valley.
Got to be smart here defensively if you're Riverside. You do have some fouls to give. Don't give up an easy layup. Make sure they don't make the basket.
Ariana Williams harassed by way of Reginus Gates of RCC. She puts up the 20-footer and missed it. It's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the flying Navarro. It took a tumble there. That's the sort of energy with 2 minutes to go required in a playoff game. Winner advances to the California Sweet 16, and this crowd knows it. Nick Rice and Jeff Gorham, what a finish we're in store for here from Riverside, California. Vasquez on Ferreira, shoots over 2 defenders. The ball is tipped after the miss. Vasquez has hit quite a few of those double-team shots tonight. Navarro comes out the backcourt and throws it away. Ariane ahead to Vasquez in transition for Riverside. Layup is good. We are tied at 73.
She has been phenomenal. That was 1-on-3 as you see, and just takes it up with the left hand. Perfect shot.
A stop and a score would give Riverside the lead.
Riverside has, like I said, has a few fouls to give.
Navarro outside the cross. The jumper rims out. Offensive rebound is snared with a foul as Trinity Vasquez was caught inside off the Josephine Ferreira offensive board. Riverside has only one win of one possession this year. They have rarely been in this sort of a close game. They have dominated so many games this year, including an 18-point win over these Marauders back on November 2nd. Ferreira, the free throw. It's good. Antelope Valley in front.
It would be a shame if Riverside lost this ball game, giving up an offensive board.
And the second one is good as well. Riverside with over 24 offensive rebounds, and Antelope Valley grabs one down the stretch. Vasquez to the cup, misses the layup. She had converted so many of those and ones throughout the course of this ball game, but will head to the line with 35 seconds to go. Vasquez is a 75% free throw shooter, which was the second best mark in the Orange Empire Conference. She came in one of the top 5 scorers in the state over the last 2 months and is scoring nearly 40 tonight against a great defense in Antelope Valley that was the second best in the Western State South Division in shooting percentage allowed this season. Vasquez needs to.
She has over 70 points in the last 2 games. No joke. That's
Wow.
a crazy stat.
First crawls off the rim. The Tigers have missed over a dozen free throws tonight. RCC, their free throw shot has hampered them along with the three-point shooting of Antelope Valley in a game they have controlled for a majority of it. Vasquez does split the pair. Head coach Barry Green, the former assistant coach at Bakersfield, who has now guided the Marauders to the playoffs in 6 of 10 years, calls timeout for Antelope Valley.
Hey, sweetie. What did you learn in school today?
I learned that the 2020 census counts everyone in the U.S. Where there are more people, there are more needs for things like roads, schools, and hospitals.
I learned that billions in funding goes to communities like ours because of the census.
I learned that the Census Bureau collects data about communities in all states and territories of the U.S. Statistics in Schools offers free educational materials powered by census data. Learn more at census.gov/schools.
The City of Riverside's 311 app lets you stay more connected than ever. Riverside's 311 app allows you to submit service requests like graffiti, code violations, potholes, and more. You can also check on any past requests you've submitted, pay your utility bill, and review current press releases, articles, and social media. Download the Riverside 311 app today from your app store or at riversideca.gov/apps.
This is the CCCAA playoffs from Wheelock Gymnasium in Riverside. Nick Rice, Jeff Gorham on hand, 75-74 with 35 seconds to go in the game.
Man, a tough one here. If you're Riverside, you might have to foul.
No more fouls to give for either club. Inbound to Kiana Cross. Nia Page has fouled out of the game earlier, and Regina Gates of RCC, she commits the open field foul. Aronia Williams, a 61% free throw shooter, the all-conference freshman from Carson High School in Southern California, with the Marauders up 1, will head to the stripe with 30 seconds to go. High arcing free throw, that's no good. That may have been designed on the touch foul from Gates.
That's a good foul here.
Williams drills the second. Timeout by head coach Alicia Berber. She has been a coach at Riverside for nearly 2 decades. The Tigers will lean on the services most likely of Vasquez, with the game clock down to 30 in a 2-point lead. This is Tigers basketball on Riverside TV.
My grandma always always says everyone counts, and everyone who lives with us is special. Like my aunt, who took me on my first bus ride to the library, or my older cousin, who walked me to my first day of school, even my mom's friend and her baby who live with us.
The census informs funding for schools, roads, healthcare, and more. So count everyone in your home, including all children on the 2020 census. It's your chance to help them for the next 10 years. You can respond online, by phone, or by mail. Shape your future. Start here. Learn more at 2020census.gov.
The Community Police Review Commission was created to promote public confidence in the professionalism and accountability of the City of Riverside's Police Department. The commission consists of an all-civilian panel of members from across the city. The commission's roles include advising the mayor and city council on all police relations issues, reviewing and investigating officer-involved deaths, receiving complaints, and conducting hearings on misconduct against sworn Riverside police officers, making policy suggestions, and bringing community concerns to the attention of the Riverside Police Department. If you're interested in learning more about how you can serve or for information on the commission, visit riversideca.gov/CPRC.
Wheelock Gymnasium in Riverside, where the Tigers with a win advance to the Sweet 16 in the CCCAA. Playoff opener down to its final few seconds. Vasquez to the cup. Floater is good. We are tied at 76. Vasquez went to the cup right away with a chance to chew up more clock. Antelope Valley in transition. Corner three short from Rodriguez. The tip out of bounds as London converges, leaving 16.7 to go. What's your thoughts of Vasquez taking the shot so early in the shot clock?
Hey, she's open. She's been carried you the entire time.
Marauders with Ferry to inbound as Vasquez has scored over 35 tonight in an incredible game. Inbound is tossed into the backcourts. Reeled in by Williams. The all-conference Kiana Cross with 9 seconds to go in a thrilling game from Riverside. Cross dumps inside, cutting Williams. Her pass deflected. Three-pointer from Ferry is no good. Traveling violation committed down the stretch by Ferry. The officials, I'm sure, will talk over how much time is remaining in regulation as the RCC defense, the best shooting defense in the Orange Empire Conference this season, provide 2 big stops, leaving 0.4 seconds to play in regulation.
0.4, give it to Trinity Vasquez.
And we'll see if she can knock one down from distance.
I'm surprised nobody's even, oh, now they are. I was going to say nobody's denied her.
Gates, the inbound. Vargas does not see how much time is left. We are headed to overtime from Wheelock Gymnasium. As Vasquez, just as she has done all night, she hits a jumper to tie the game in what was a critical finish there. Didn't get to mention this earlier in the broadcast. The all-time leading scorer in RCC history is Elisa Berber.
Of course it is.
1,280 points. Trinity Vasquez, unless she turns into Superman, or she has that glove with the Infinity Stones on it.
Hey, now you got, there we go.
Right.
I'm proud you might have used that correctly.
So 5 minutes in overtime here. What's the game plan for Riverside?
You just got to play smart basketball and give it to Trinity Vasquez. She's kept you in this ball game. You win and die by your leader, and I'll tell you, she's been a tremendous leader the last few games. And just go with her. Go with the flow. Play smart defense. Keep your man in front of you. Don't give up easy layups. If you do give up layups, make sure you foul to where they're not a three-point play and take care of the basketball. You should win the ball game.
RCC has never played in an overtime game this season. In fact, there was only 2 times where they played in a one-possession game this year. But Riverside is headed to overtime with an opportunity to face the Raiders of Moore Park in the CCCAA Sweet 16. Whoever makes it, I'm sure, will be gassed by the time they battle Moore Park, playing on what has been a hotly contested duel in a rematch of the November 2nd drubbing delivered by RCC in favor over the Marauders of Antelope Valley. Regina Gates logged one of her 2 double-doubles on the season in that win over Antelope Valley. Trinity Vasquez had a hum-ho 15 points. But today she has just been sensational. She brings the ball up points, dishes to Vargas, who fires a three and left it short. Antelope Valley has been excellent on the defensive glass in the fourth quarter. Euro step from Cross, and the layup is good to begin overtime.
Boy, what a tough shot there. A reverse with, just kind of threw it up, put it right in.
From overtime at Wheelock Gymnasium, Nick Grice, Jeff Gorham in the opening round of the CCCAA playoffs. Vargas dishes to Gates. Dumps inside to Rebecca London, who misses the layup. Hit on the follow. Ariane, the offensive rebound. I mean, she has been a workhorse tonight and ties the game with 4:12 to go in overtime. There were 3 different Marauders in her line of sight.
Now, talking about those offensive rebounds, she's got about 30 of them herself. She's been phenomenal.
Free throws, no good. RCC shot 38% from the free throw line against Antelope Valley back on November 2nd, and it's been their inability to convert the free throws that has hampered RCC in this game today, as Ariane missed one. Navarro left side to Williams. Traveling violation on Sarah Navarro. And Asia Anderson checks in for RCC with 3:49 to go in overtime. Elisa Berber, former 3-sport star at Paris High School, and of course the all-time leading scorer with Riverside. Also briefly was head coach at Notre Vista High School, but...
Hey, that's where I teach.
Hey. And that's where it seemed we were covering every football game last year.
That's right. I wonder why.
London, 12-footer off the glass is good. RCC with 4 unanswered. Here with 3:30 to go in overtime. Navarro on London. Outside to Patton. Misses the jumper. Good defense from the freshman Alyssa Cerna. Outlet pass to London, who misses the layup but draws the foul. There has to come a time when RCC makes Antelope Valley pay for the fouls.
I'll tell you what, that was a gutsy pass as we saw it in London. What a great catch. I mean, on the fly, drawing the foul. Now, like I said, you just got to make free throws at key times.
Rebecca London, the product from Redlands East Valley High School, left the free throw short. The Tigers have missed over 15 free throws tonight. They were only 9 for 18 from the line in the first half of the ball game, and she missed the second. And Rodriguez draws a foul on the freshman Asia Anderson of RCC. Antelope Valley, a significantly better performance of the free throw line throughout the course of what has been a stunning game. 3 playoff games have been finalized, near finalized tonight. 2 with underdogs Los Angeles Valley and Allen Hancock winning, and Antelope Valley looked like they would perform the sweep of road underdogs here on opening night of the CCCAA playoffs. What a performance for the Marauders on the road.
And both teams missing free throws at key times here.
Sienna Rodriguez missed it. However, the Marauders control the glass with the offensive rebound from the sophomore Kiana Cross. Navarro to Cross, who launches and throws up an air ball. Rebecca London snares the rebound. Trinity Vasquez, one of the highest scoring players in the history of Riverside. Off the pick, jump pass right. Cerna the dribble drive, and Anderson flies in for the Riverside rebound. Out to Gates. Gates stripped from behind, touched out of bounds last by Ariana Williams of Antelope Valley, who made the 2-hour bus ride from Lancaster today for this playoff opener against RCC. Inbound to London, who sidesteps and missed it, but draws a foul inside on Kiana Cross.
A great move there by London. London's got to redeem herself after missing those 2 free throws. Like I said, you got to win. You got to make free throws.
Rebecca London just 1 for 4 in the first half, shooting nearly 50% in the second half. Free throw is good. It's a 3-point game midway through overtime. Antelope Valley ravaged by fouls tonight. And she hits the second. Timely free throws at the 2-possession game. Ariona Williams out the backcourt. Attacks on Gates. Missed the layup. London snares the rebound. RCC struggled to close out regulation, but lead by 4 in overtime. And a lot of the overtime scoring and even possessions haven't touched Trinity Vasquez.
Yeah, Vasquez needs to go get that basketball.
Regina Gates fires and hits the 3-pointer.
That's a big-time shot. As they're now up 7, just like that. They got to make a couple stops and the game's over.
The crowd is imploring for the defense. Patton to Navarro, who has hit 7 3-pointers tonight. Outside for Cross, harassed by Vasquez, launches off her back foot and hits it. Incredible shot from the all-conference sophomore Kiana Cross, one of the best 3-point shooters in the state of California. If RCC hits a 3-pointer here, the game is practically over. Cerna is harassed. Drives on Williams, outside to Gates, hops in the lane, missed the floater. Loose ball's tipped and Gates has the offensive rebound. RCC has been excellent on the offensive glass tonight. Inside to the cutting Rebecca London. Gates on the follow. Antelope Valley with the Williams foul. They just are not in the right position throughout overtime on these offensive rebounds.
Yeah, and I think if Coach Berber, if I'm correct, she's telling her girls, look, you're getting offensive rebounds. You're getting a reset of the shot clock. Pull it out, run your offense, get the easiest shot.
Regina Gates drains the free throw to lift the Tigers up by 5. Nick Rice, Jeff Gorham, opening round CCCAA playoffs. She split the pair. Rodriguez the rebound for Antelope Valley. Marauders, a much improved club from a tough start to the year. Navarro misses the 3-pointer, and Antelope Valley clears off the defensive board collected by Rodriguez. Navarro dances, fires again over Anderson. Left it short. Vasquez snares the rebound. She's looking up floor in transition. Attacks on Navarro. Gallops inside and scores. How fitting for Riverside. Vasquez may have closed out the game. Williams missed the layup, but Regina Gates commits the foul.
Don't foul. Play smart. Keep her in front of you. That was a goofy foul.
We have covered plenty of the RCC games throughout the career of Trinity Vasquez. This is her first playoff game, and in my opinion, this is the greatest game she has had as a Tiger.
Hands down, it's the best game I think anybody's had as a Tiger. This is one that goes down in history, and it's all documented here on Riverside TV.
Yeah.
What a phenomenal game for that young lady.
Antelope Valley, this would be quite the comeback if they somehow erase a 7-point deficit. Aronia Williams is at the free throw line. This has to be a crushing end of a series of events for the Marauders, who led by 4 with under a minute to go in the fourth quarter.
And started the game off up 15-2. Unbelievable.
Williams misses the free throw. The crowd of Riverside at Wheelock Gymnasium, they showed out tonight. Aronia Williams missed it. Rebound to Anderson. And the Tigers, with the Marauders not fouling. Antelope Valley, I don't know what their decision is here, Jeff.
I think they've conceded the loss here.
London bumped by Rodriguez with 6. Picks up her dribble, sends it to the right. Caught by Cerna. The Tigers have won the game. RCC has advanced to the Sweet 16. 88-81. The Tigers in overtime.
A great win by the Tigers. Great adjustment by Coach Berber after that first quarter. Really got her girls playing wonderful basketball. And I'll tell you what, they out-rebounded this team by 1,000,000, it seemed like. Yeah. And they finally got their just due and walked away with a victory.
What a performance by Trinity Vasquez. One of her greatest games in the history of an RCC Tiger uniform. She has guided the Tigers to the Sweet 16 with an overtime win over Antelope Valley. And what shouldn't go unnoticed throughout the course of this game was the offensive rebounds, nearly a half dozen collected by the freshman from Lake Elsinore, number 30, Ariane and Lambayan.
Yeah, she was phenomenal, played a great role in tonight's victory, especially when the team was not playing very hard. They definitely turned it around.
So the Tigers will advance to the Sweet 16 to tangle one of the top teams in the country in the Moore Park Raiders. RCC played them here on November 9th. Moore Park won the game by 35.
Different team, different game, playoff basketball.
It should be interesting as the Tigers, they've got a few days off before they play in that game. Meanwhile, Riverside, the men, they play on Saturday here, awaiting the victor of Citrus and Palabar. And I'm just getting word right now that they will play the Hawks of Citrus. RCC plays Citrus College, does men in the Sweet 16 coming up on Saturday. That will be a home game. We will see if we will cover that for the men, but the women pick up a huge playoff win. It's been nearly a half decade since the Tigers have won for the women in the playoffs. They've gotten here almost every year under Alicia Berber. It's a monkey off the back of that head coach.
Yeah, great win, great way to cap off the season here at Wheelock. What a wonderful game, and hats off to her and her team.
Hats off as well to the Western State South Division champions in Antelope Valley. But Riverside winners tonight, led by a Herculean performance by Trinity Vasquez. This may be the final time that we see Trinity Vasquez in a Tigers uniform. What are your thoughts of her performance tonight and her career as a whole?
Oh, she was wonderful. I mean, she just played so hard and really took the game on her back and carried this program. What a great leader, and I'm sure she'll be a phenomenal player at the next level.
Trinity Vasquez, with a big performance on Saturday, will eclipse 1,000 career points. To do that in just 2 years as a Tiger is something very few have ever done in junior college basketball. Riverside took overtime to dispatch Antelope Valley. The Marauders led by 13 early, but the Tigers performed the sweep of Antelope Valley and advance to the Sweet 16. Final score 88-81, the Tigers in overtime. For Jeff Gorham, the rest of our broadcast crew, Nick Rice saying thanks so much for watching another edition of Tigers basketball here from Wheelock Gymnasium on Riverside TV. Good night.